BAD 2710, welcome to your second full week in this short winter semester. I hope each of you are finding time to enjoy with your family, with your friends, and celebrate the holidays. So this week we're going to complete modules 4 and 5. Now, module 4, we're going to look at chapters 7 and 8, and we're going to look at it and understand how to deal with motivating employees. So think about what motivates you. What motivates you in your workplace? Is it strictly money? Is it job satisfaction, the work itself? Is it that sense of belonging? Where are you at in your life and in when you start thinking about your hierarchy of needs, what's important to you? What motivates you? So we're going to understand that and how we are motivated as individuals and how groups are motivated, and we'll start to look at that and how it impacts the overall performance of the group. As we talk about motivation, you're going to look at the three components of motivation. We're going to look at intensity. How strongly are you motivated? You're going to look at direction. Are you positively or negatively motivated? And then lastly, you're going to look at persistence. How long do you stay motivated? So think about this scenario. Let's say we're in the classroom and I ask you to hold your hands above your head, high above your head. And I tell you that if you do this, I will increase your grade by 1/2 a grade level. Now, so how well are you motivated? How strongly are you motivated? Well, if you're sitting at a 65% and you need a C to be able to transfer to a 4-year institution, and that 1/2 a grade would put you at a 70 and a C, you're probably very strongly motivated. However, if you're sitting at a 92%, you're probably not very motivated at all. Obviously, this example is talking about positive motivation, and we could look at negative motivation when people are negatively influenced or trying to influence the organization. Now, let's think about persistence. How long? So if I tell you that all you have to do is raise your hand and I will give you a 1/2 a grade point, that doesn't take very much persistence. But if I tell you that you have to keep your hands raised above your head the entire time that we're in the class, and now you start to think about it. When do I tap out? Even if you're sitting at an 85, which is a B, and you could get a 1/2 grade point and come out at an A, if I tell you have to hold your hands above your head the entire class, you're probably not very persistently motivated to get that. But go back to the student who's sitting at a 65 or even perhaps a 55 and is looking to pass the class, they may be more motivated to do that. I know this is a very simplistic example, but think about things like how much money motivates you to do a job. We've all heard that saying that there's no amount of money that would get me to do that particular job or perform this particular function. And that's true in a lot of cases. So everybody has their limit, and we're going to look at this week and understand motivation and how an individual perceives that. Now in Module 5, we're going to look at chapters 9 and 10, and we're going to start to understand group behavior, how these things are formed, what types of groups. We're going to talk about things like an in group and an out group, and you'll understand that anytime you have an in group, you have to by default have an out group. And this goes far beyond cliques and people liking each other and being in small groups. It gets to organizational development and organization as a whole. For instance, if you're in the accounting department, you naturally perceive that your department is better than the adjacent department, which could be human resources, just because you're associated with that group. Your family, you perceive them in most cases to be better than the family next door because you're tightly associated with them. So we're going to look at those types of things and how that notion of in groups and out groups can impact employee performance and productivity and those things. So it's a very interesting topic this week. I encourage you, after you go through the reading, to think about your own workspace. What are the in groups? What are the out groups? How are they organized? Those types of things. And come to understand that and apply the knowledge from this week to your particular scenario. So be sure to review the assignments due this week. And make sure that you look at my announcement on digging deeper in the discussion post. It also applies to your written products and how you should gain more knowledge and apply that and impart that to your fellow classmates. I look forward to seeing your work this week, and I wish each of you a Happy New Year.